Good morning, folks. It is Monday. I'm going to start doing more of these videos just to consistently put out content. Mostly probably strength and conditioning related here in the near future, but also just some other topics that are of interest to me. Got my coffee here, Caveman Coffee, Mammoth Blend. Also want to check out this sick lamp. I don't think you can see it. An old client got this for me as a wedding gift. It is made of steel, and it's supposed to be somebody deadlifting. So here's the bar, here's the weights. Got to work on that deadlift technique. That bar's a little bit far out away from them, but super thoughtful, super thoughtful wedding gift, and I like it a lot. So thank you. The topic I wanted to explore today was why someone needs a coach. So why, if you're looking to get into anything strength and conditioning related, trying to increase your health, increase your fitness, looking to get into weightlifting, looking to get into powerlifting, looking to increase your sports performance or increase your performance, why any individual looking to increase their capacity in one of those things, why they should hire a coach. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is going to be more so focused on people who, it's the new year, it's January 6th now, I believe. Wanting to exercise more is one of the most common goals or most common resolutions people have at the start of the new year. A lot of people are not happy with the way they look, they're not happy with their eating habits, they're not happy with their lifestyle in general when it comes to health. That's why so many people choose to make New Year's resolutions revolving around their health and their fitness. So what I'm going to talk about today is going to be mostly focused towards those people. So why does somebody need a coach? So I actually, Saturday morning, a client asked me, now that it's the start of the new year, do we get a lot more clients in? And I said, we might get a little bit more, but probably not as much as one would think. And I think that has to do with the type of gym we are at Lift Lab. We're the kind of gym that we're primarily a coaching-based facility. So you can't just come into the gym and just do open gym. All of our services are coaching related services. So we have Olympic weightlifting team, that's coached and programmed. We have our semi-private training, that's one coach per at the most 4 clients at a time. That's coached and programmed. And then we have our group strength and conditioning classes, which is coached as a group, programs written on the board. So all of our services are coaching based. So I don't think most people looking to start the new year off right, exercising more, starting to create better habits around eating, around their health, most of those people that have those resolutions have not had good habits in those areas in the past. So these type of people might not have trained ever before or exercised ever before. Maybe they haven't done it in 10 years. Maybe every January they see some progress, and then they stumble off, and then they go right back to their old habits. So these people, a lot of these people, and there's no judgment here at all, it's just the way it is. Most of these people have had lifelong bad habits in these areas. So when they're first starting out, all of this is so new that their first inclination is to not go to a gym like Lift Lab, where it can be a little bit intimidating. We have weightlifters throwing up big weight overhead. We have people bench pressing a lot. We have people that just look like they've been in the process or have been on this journey for a long time. So it looks, from the outside eye, it looks like it's a gym with a lot of success, which is very true, but we also coach and work with people that are starting for the first time. We work with a lot of people that have a lot of weight to lose. They haven't really created any healthy habits in a long time, and they really have no idea where to start, how to get started, and they just really need a lot of help. So we get those people too, but from the outside eye, it looks like a gym where people are just crushing it in this area of their life. That is true and not true at the same time, because we work with a lot of people that are coming to us for the first time, having not trained or worked out in a while, looking to find some success. So when people start the new year off looking to change these areas of their life, they're typically looking to choose the path of least resistance. So they might choose a Planet Fitness, $10 a month, judgment-free zone, probably close to where they live. They know like I said, they know they're not going to get judged. They feel as if a lot of people there are kind of a lot like them. Or they might choose, so Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, those type of gyms are going to be the path of least resistance due to the reasons I just mentioned. And I kind of want to go over why, if you're really serious about your health and fitness goals this year, that is a terrible decision to make. One reason is just due to accountability. So if you choose to put yourself in that environment, going to a Planet Fitness and LA Fitness, and the path of least resistance, and just choosing to work out on your own, one huge reason why you're most likely going to fail in that scenario is because there's no one there to keep you accountable. You are literally only accountable to yourself. You are probably the only person that knows about your goals. Maybe your significant other does as well, and you're the only person working towards those goals and are involved in the process. There's nobody else on the journey with you. So if you have a coach, that is a sure way of giving or letting somebody on the outside help keep you accountable. It becomes much harder to miss a training session at 6 a.m. if you have a coach expecting you to show up at 6 a.m. It becomes much harder to go in the gym and just kind of do something lazy and just kind of not work that hard when you have a coach standing right next to you, pushing you, giving you cues, telling you what to do. It becomes much harder to eat unhealthy on a Sunday night if you know you have to go into the gym and weigh in front of a coach the next day. So when you're making these decisions away from a coach, it's harder to keep those bad habits when you know somebody else is there with you in the process and is expecting you to do a good job. Now, at the same time, as a coach myself, there's got to be some empathy there too, because we're just humans and we make mistakes. But a lot of what a coach is there for is to simply, we as a coach, we don't even have to say many things or have to say much. We just have to really be there, and people are going to start making the right decisions because we are there. Because it's harder to not be accountable when somebody else knows about your goals, knows what you want to do, and is helping you along through the process. And honestly, the next reason, probably the biggest reason, is just sheer expertise. It really blows my mind if you haven't worked out or exercised in 10 plus years, 5 plus years, and you expect to go into a Planet Fitness type gym and just start working out on your own with no help of an expert, no help of a professional. Most people, then I want to also say the motivation is truly there for when people start making these resolutions at the beginning of the year. The motivation is there, it's very genuine. People really want to improve this area of their life, and they are honestly, they want it so bad that, I'll just leave it there. They want it really bad, but they just don't have the right tools to help get them there, which again blows my mind why you wouldn't hire a coach or a professional. Coach is a professional. But most people going into the gym have no idea what they're doing. They don't know, they have these goals, but they don't know what type of exercises they should be doing. They don't know what exercises are going to eliminate or elicit certain adaptations. They don't know how much cardio they should do compared to how much lifting of weights they should do. They don't know if they start to make progress and then they hit a plateau. They don't know how to change their program up that's going to help them break through that plateau. They don't know if they start seeing progress and it comes to a halt because they're trying to do too much and they're not recovering the right way. They don't know what diet to follow, and most of the times that's not even following a diet, because diets are problematic, but they don't know how to optimize their eating habits. All of these things they just don't know how to do, and the thing is, no one is expecting you to know how to do these things. You aren't an expert in strength and conditioning. You haven't studied this in college. You haven't spent years constantly practicing this stuff, researching this stuff, and working hard to just find the best way for people to succeed in this area. And no one is expecting you to be an expert and a professional in this field. When you don't cut your own hair, and you don't hire or you don't represent yourself in court if you have legal trouble. You hire professionals in that area that you know are passionate and you know that are going to do a good job, and you hand that area of your life over to them. You should absolutely do the same thing with your health and fitness. And lastly, why you should hire a coach is simply the environment. So most quality coaches are in an environment where a lot of people are succeeding in this area of their life. Quality coaches are coaching at gyms where massive amounts of people are putting in the work and are just crushing it in this area of their life. And again, that's not to say, and that's the type of environment I'm talking about is the type of environment we have at LiftLab. And like I said at the beginning, it can be intimidating. That's very true. But at the same time, I think a lot of people would be surprised if they go to a gym like ours at LiftLab and are in that sort of environment. They have a lot more in common with people than they think. I think like I said, the outside view is that everyone's just in there absolutely crushing it. But everyone's human. We all make mistakes. But that is an environment where if you do fail and you do start making mistakes, you have so many people around you succeeding and that are on the same journey as you, that they're there to kind of pick you up and get you back on track. If you're at a Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, Lifetime Fitness, and you start to fail, and you start to say your goal is to train 3 days that week and you miss one day, it's so much harder to get back on the wagon because there's not a community there to help keep you on the path. Literally everyone in those type of gyms are, if you go into one of those gyms, everyone has their earbuds in and no one talks to anybody. So there's literally no one there that can help you on the journey. And I've heard just from current clients that even coaches and trainers at those gyms don't even look like they care either. It's just sitting there counting reps, go do that next, and there's no real passion behind it, and there's no real wanting the other person to succeed. So if you can get into an environment like the one we have at LiftLab and hire a coach, there's just so many people around you that are doing things well and are there to pick you up that it's much harder to get off the path, and it's just much harder to not succeed. Like there's that famous quote or whatever about you're the sum of the 5 people you're around. If you're around a bunch of people that aren't improving this area of their life like you want, then chances are you're not going to succeed. So not only find a coach, but find an environment that is going to help you succeed in that area, because those people are doing the same. And it's just kind of like a group effort of everyone is bringing everybody up, and it's just hard to fail in that kind of environment. That's really all I have. And I kind of hope this is hard for some people to hear, but it just kind of blows my mind and kills me that these goals are that important to you and you wouldn't find a quality coach to help you on the process. It just, to me, it's a given that if you really want to succeed in this area of your life, you have to hire a coach. And if you look at most people succeeding in this area of their life, they have a coach, they have a personal trainer. Just like in business, a lot of successful people in business, they have a business coach, or they're always talking to fellow people in the field that are doing well and doing things better than them to see what they can learn from them. Like there's always, you gotta have people around you that are going to be able to help you out in one way or the other. And like if you have these goals at the start of the year and your process is to simply join a Globo type gym where it's just you go in there and you try to figure out how to do your own thing, I hope you succeed, but I've got to say the chances are that you won't. So find a coach and find a quality environment that is going to help you succeed in these goals. And that is all I have today. Happy Monday. Hope you all have a good rest of the week. I know I am.